Let's begin with our first big story. Repair work on the Marine Bridge in Apapa is yet to start, but the bridge remains close to traffic. The bridge is in urgent need of repairs. Now, Femi Akonde brings us the report.
Traffic officer at the Apapa area of Lagos. He will have to contend with heavy vehicular traffic until the Marine Bridge is open to traffic again. But that won't be so soon. This bridge has failed an integrity test. The Marine Bridge at the gateway to Nigeria's major seaport has been neglected for more than 40 years. This time, it has got the attention of the federal government.
It's an old bridge. The first thing to do is to try and manage traffic around the place, ensure that there is no heavy-duty traffic on the bridge. The second thing then to do is to design a solution to restore it back to full efficiency. And all of that is engineering work that will take some time.
Articulated vehicles are a regular feature on the roads in Apapa. They carry containers in and out of the seaport. Navigating the rough roads around here has become a daily routine for drivers like Abbas, who carries more than 20 tons of goods on his truck.
I want the government to do the bridge, because when you see we are passing through the bridge is jumping. So we don't know that time the bridge is going to fall. So we like the way they want to do this now. What we are trying to do is that we are appealing to government to do this road very well for us.
There is no timeline for the planned repair work on the bridge. Construction workers are yet to be mobilized to the site, and the hardship faced by motorists continues. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Lagos.
All right, joining us in the studio is our correspondent Femi Akonde. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Indeed, what will be your assessment or your scorecard for the Marine Bridge? Should it have been closed earlier before now?
Yes, it should, and I think the big question is why the bridge was allowed to get to this deplorable state before the government now had to intervene by closing up the bridge. There should have been a proper maintenance culture adopted by the, of course, that would be the Ministry of Works over time, rather than letting the bridge get to this point, and now the government will spend huge sums of money, millions of naira would have to be, go down for this bridge to be rehabilitated. It's going to take almost a partial reconstruction of the bridge, because you discover that some of the basements of the bridge have collapsed, have caved in, and from on top of the bridge you can actually see under the bridge you can see and then there are visible cracks on the bridge. And you know, this bridge because Apapa as where Nigeria's seaport is located, yes, we have these heavy-duty vehicles going in and out of the port, and you know how heavy they are and the impact they have on the roads. Imagine a vehicle like that, vehicles like that, going on this bridge day in, day out, every time, because that is a very strategic bridge coming in from, I think, the Western Avenue into Apapa. Most of these trucks coming in with their containers, either to offload goods at the seaport or to load from the seaport, usually use that bridge. So that was like a disaster waiting to happen until the recent intervention of the Federal Ministry of Works. And you know, over time, the Minister of Works now, Babatunde Fashola, was the former governor of Lagos. He has been making so much noise about the state of the roads in Apapa before now. But I think there was so much.
Did they try to do any work when he
no,
was
it's a federal government.
Okay.
It's a federal government project. The bridge belongs to the federal government. Even most of the major roads in Apapa belong to the federal government. So he was trying to call the attention of the federal government at that time, but there was so much politics at play. But you know, fortunately now he is the Minister of Works, so we expect him to expedite action and rehabilitate that bridge. Not just that bridge, there are other bridges in Apapa that whose integrity tests cannot really be verified now, and the roads in Apapa are also in a very bad shape.
All right, but you have been there, you've spoken to a lot of people. Now that the bridge is closed, how soon would the repair rehabilitation commence?
Well, it's not clear. No one knows. Even the minister, when he came on Sunday, could not specifically tell journalists when the repair will start and for how long it will last. what he just said, what they needed to do as a matter of urgency is to close down the bridge so that a disaster can be averted, because that bridge can give way at any time. So I think they have closed down the bridge, and he said it's going to take time. It's a lot of engineering work. They would have to sit down with the engineers and look for creative ways of rehabilitating the bridge. But how soon that will be, nobody knows.
And from what you have described, now it might take a long while, really,
yeah,
because it's not just a paper crack work. It has to a lot of foundational issues then, like you rightly pointed out. So let's talk about alternatives. Like you said, it's a busy road. What happens where vehicles now redirected, rerouted to go through?
Yeah, there have been several diversions, and I think the Lagos State Ministry of Transport have done a good job in trying to sensitize the people in that area, because on the day the Minister of Works was on ground, even the Lagos State Chairman of Lupeng, that is Tokunbo Korodu, was also on ground, because his own people, these truck drivers, the ones that drive the petroleum tankers, they also need to know the alternative routes so that they don't just get to the foot of the bridge and then it becomes very difficult for them because of how big and long their vehicles are. It becomes very difficult for them to try and navigate or to try and make a U-turn to go and take the alternative routes. But there are alternative routes, even though the roads of those alternative routes are also very bad. But the motorists in Apapa don't have a choice. They just have to stick with applying the alternative routes for now. The traffic there has been hectic lately, but I think the LASMA, that's the traffic officers in Lagos State, have also been doing a good job in trying to ensure that there's a free flow of traffic around that area.
All right, but you have spoken to a lot of motorists. Are they happy? What's their reaction to the closure of the bridge? Are they saying, well, this is the right thing to do or now, or they're saying, no, we don't like it or something? What are they saying?
Well, some of them are indifferent, really, because they know that that bridge is a disaster waiting to happen. The alternative routes are also very bad. If you avoid the bridge, it's not as if life will be any easier, because you still have to go through the alternative route, bad roads, the traffic there is hellish. So they are just indifferent about it, but they want the government to come and, as a matter of urgency, fix that bridge. And from that bridge, they also hope that the government's attention will be drawn to other bridges and the roads in Apapa, because we have incidences of containers falling off trucks in that Apapa area, and sometimes this results in loss of lives, damages to other vehicles, causing serious traffic gridlock on the roads around Apapa. So there's so much happening in Apapa that needs the government's attention.
Are there punitive measures put in place for those who might flout this order? This is, you know how it is. Some people may be headstrong and go ahead.
No, the bridge has actually been barricaded. They have put barricades at the foot of the bridge, preventing motorists from climbing the bridge. So there's
Except
no
of
access.
Course, you want to run through the barricades.
Yeah, and that will be very difficult. The only people that I would say are headstrong for now is the commercial motorcycle riders, popularly called Okada. They are the ones that look for any little way, to just any little space. They still use the bridge to try and avoid the traffic. But I don't think they are a big threat now to the state of the bridge, because you know, their motorcycles are very light. But for other vehicles, articulated and normal vehicles, they don't have access to the bridge.
All right, but apart from this marine bridge that has been closed now, are there other bridges of that kind that really requires, from at least the officials you have spoken to, are there other bridges government is trying to consider closing down for repair work and so on as we get along?
Well,
or some that have failed the integrity test?
Yeah, the government has, the Federal Minister of Works did not state and did not tell us if there are other bridges, but he just said going forward, the state of these bridges will be checked regularly, starting from this marine bridge that has been closed down, because we cannot speculate if some of the bridges are in bad shape. Of course, they might appear not good looking, that's physically, but you know, it takes a civil engineer to come and carry out an integrity test on it to ascertain if the bridge is actually good for use or not. So far, no bridge has failed integrity test apart from this marine bridge, which has been closed to traffic, and hopefully maintenance work will start on it.
If we try and make some estimation of what the economic impact of this closure might have on the Lagos State economy, for instance.
Well, there will be loss of man-hour in the Apapa area of Lagos. You know, the traffic there is one thing, and now it's going to get worse, because you know most of these containers have to queue to get into the port, and you see them running like it's like a rat race, and that is why sometimes they are involved in accidents. They are all rushing because it's a kind of first come first serve. It's a kind of first come first serve at the port there, so everybody wants to get to the port, to the gate of the port on time and queue, so that they will be able to go in and carry goods in the port. So with this bridge that has been closed down, it's going to take they would have to go and make a long turn before they get to the gates of the port.
Do you foresee a backlash of fuel scarcity because of this? Is it possible?
No, it's the tank farms are at a different section of Apapa, but of course the petrol tankers would also be held up in this traffic, but I don't think that would affect fuel supply in the country.
Okay, now apart from, we know when projects like this come up, roles are played by different stakeholders. Now, what level of collaboration is Lagos State having with the federal government on this, in ensuring that this rehabilitation is a success and so on?
Yeah, I think what the Lagos State government, the role the Lagos State government should play and is already playing is in traffic management, because it's a federal government project, so it's strictly handled by the Federal Ministry of Works, where you know they have to also work with the Lagos State government to help control traffic, because the last mile officers are the ones on ground. They understand the terrain, they know the alternative routes that should be used by other motorists, and they have been doing that, controlling traffic. They are always at the foot of the bridge, and of course I believe the construction or the rehabilitation of the bridge will be done by Julius Berger. Already there are...
Why do you say that?
Yeah, because already the Julius Berger has stationed a power generating set at the foot of the bridge with lights to provide illumination at night, so that other motorists coming can also see these barricades put at the foot of the bridge and then avoid climbing the bridge and use the alternative route. Those are just the measures put in place.
The road was constructed by Julius Berger.
Yeah, I would think so, because I think that bridge is over 40 years old. Yeah, and the Federal Minister of Works says the bridge has also been neglected for over 40 years. So since the bridge was constructed, I don't think any kind of maintenance work or integrity test has been carried out on that bridge.
Did we get to speak to any of those Julius Berger's
No, they are not on site yet.
Not on site,
yeah,
just
they are not on site. Yeah, just that power generating set with the big lamps that they have stationed at the foot of the bridge to provide illumination, to light up the whole area at night.
If anything, if what we have on ground is anything to go by, a lot of roads projects, federal government roads projects that are uncompleted, and according to the Minister of Works, I think he inherited about 1 trillion naira worth of contracts that are yet to be paid. So do you see the money? Perhaps this is not even part of the budget for 2016.
Yeah, that's the fear, and that is why nobody knows when the road project, the construction of that bridge will start. Perhaps it wasn't even captured in the 2016 budget. It's still going to take a while, and you understand how government bureaucracy works. It's really very slow. So, but one thing that they say is the bridge must be closed to traffic, because it's better to close the bridge to traffic and leave it the way it is than allow motorists to use it, because there's no money to fix the bridge now, and then the bridge collapses and
you can lead to more
casualties. There will be casualties, and that will be a bigger headache for the government.
And it's not clear how much it's going to cost the government to fix it?
I don't think the government has done the costing yet.
Maybe.
Now, see, at times like this sometimes, when bridges of this nature begin to give way and fail integrity tests, sometimes one would say it's even better to bring down everything and construct a new one.
That will be
Can
capital
the government
intensive.
can the government afford that?
Yeah, that's what
The issue of priority.
With the current economic recession we are facing in the country now, I don't think that is feasible, because I think the rehabilitation is better, because pulling down the whole bridge, it's really capital intensive. Building a bridge is not.
It will be a case of penny wise, pounds foolish.
Yeah, of
Maybe
course, yeah.
you rehabilitate now, and another 10 years you have to do another major work.
Yeah, that's correct. I agree with you. Because building a bridge is very, very, very expensive, and looking at the quality of that bridge in Apapa, a bridge as strong as that and of that standard in Apapa would go up billions of naira.
It's okay. Well, we'll look forward to how things are going to turn out as we get along on that axis generally. And apart from that, we know that there are communities, traditional rulers, and all of that. Are there issues of enlightenment campaign within the people around, with the communities generally, on how not to, contravene regulations when these kind of things come, so that they can have free flow of traffic and so on?
Yes. When the Federal Minister of Works came on Sunday to announce that the bridge will be shut down 12 a.m. on Monday morning, there were stakeholders there, traditional rulers, residents of the area. Most of them sent their representatives because they have resident association there, and of course other business people, because Apapa is like it's a very busy town in Lagos. There are freight forwarders, petrol tankers, even these articulated vehicles, the ones that carry container. They also have the associations. They all sent their representatives to that meeting with the Federal Minister of Works, and they are properly briefed, and it's expected that they would also hand down this information, or this information they've gotten, handed down to their members, to also properly sensitize them on how to use the roads, and if, especially for motorists, if it's not very important, they've been advised to just keep their cars at home and maybe try and go in a commercial
that brings us to the issue of everybody, in Lagos, everybody sees success as, I need to own a car kind of thing. but when it comes to convenience though, because transport system in Lagos, although it's getting better with the way government is trying to put things and all of that, but it's not very convenient. At times like this, how inconvenient would it be to say, okay, anyone applying this road shouldn't use their vehicle today, they should use public transport? I wonder what kind of chaos that was going to cost.
No, they are not under compulsion to drop their vehicles at home. It's just an advice.
It's just an advice.
It's just an advice that if you can keep your vehicles at home to reduce the number of cars on the road, it will be good for all. But like you said, the public transport system, it's not really, people want comfort. Apart from the BRTs, that because of the new BRTs we have in Lagos, where they are air conditioned, and you commute in comfort, and the BRT corridor does not run, that does not extend to Apapa, that area of Lagos. So in Apapa, they would have to use the popular yellow buses. That's the downfall. And you know what it's like using a downfall bus in Lagos. So it's
no, I don't know. What's it like?
Well, I think you need to go get on the downfall to find out.
No, I think one of the days you need to. Okay, maybe what we're going to do is one of these days we can just decide to enter into a downfall bus and then run around Lagos just to have a feel of what that life is.
There's a whole lot. There's real drama going on in the downfall buses in Lagos. If you really want to get a feel of Lagos, before it used to be the Molue buses, but that has been phased out.
Yeah.
But now, if you want to get a feel of Lagos, get on one of the downfall buses, and you will really know what Lagos is like. Different people. You just be amazed. Like it's
really interesting. It's really interesting when you hear. I think that's where you get to hear and feel the pulse of the everyday person.